Each one dreams. Long time ago, there was a huge forest. There were 3 trees in one part of that forest. They had grown at the same time. They always talked to each other while their deep green leaves fluttered about. One day, one tree said, I don't know what will happen in future, but I always feel that the biggest chest in the world should be made from my wood. The most valuable treasures of the world should be stored in it. Gems, rubies, diamonds, or any other precious stones. That should be the most incomparable treasure in the world. The second tree shook its branches. You are right. We must become very useful because God has made us for the benefit of man. I want a beautiful ship to be made from me, very strong and lasting. The king himself should use me for his voyages. I should travel the whole world across the 7 seas, and people observing the king grandly seated inside me should bow their heads respectfully. The third tree said, I, however, don't want to go anywhere. I wish to remain in the same place here. But I want to grow tall, very tall, so high that I can reach heaven directly. And then one day, I should be able to actually touch God's own feet. But who knows whether these wishes of ours will be fulfilled? Said the first tree. Otherwise, we are all fine with each other. No complaint about life. Many days passed. One day, a woodcutter came to the forest. He saw the wood of the first tree. Great! This is beautiful, durable wood, he said. He chopped the tree and took the logs home. After some days, he made a huge, strong chest out of it. He began storing unwanted things from his house in it. The chest was kept in a dark attic. Living in the darkness put the tree's life into a shadow. The second tree too was chopped after some days. Luckily, it was actually bought by a boatsman. He carved a small boat out of it and began using it to ferry people across the river. It isn't as if my dream has come true completely, but it is quite good that I am being useful to people and am able to travel along both banks of the river, said the second tree with satisfaction. And then, one day, someone felled the third tree as well. The big strong trunk was cut into 3 sturdy parts. But who knows what happened? The 3 logs continued lying along the wall of a warehouse. Nothing was made from them. Many years passed by. They were covered with dust. Other things were stacked over the wood. The 3 trees remembered their dreams sadly. Then, gradually, they even began to forget their dreams. They started to feel that things would continue as they were and there would never be a chance in their lives. But one day, there was a wonder. The carpenter's daughter came to stay with him. She was expecting a baby. His wife said, "We need to make a new cradle for the baby." The woodcutter remembered the chest stuffed with old objects. He hurried to the attic. He removed the top of the chest. He carved the chest beautifully and gave it a fresh coat of paint. When his daughter's infant child slept in it, the tree realized that the most valuable thing in the world lay inside it. No treasure can be more valuable than this being, said the tree contentedly. My dream has surely come true. And it rocked the baby gently. The little boat also continued ferrying passengers to and fro obediently as planned. It would think of itself, will my dream also be completed? And a different day dawned one day. On the way to the other bank, the boat full of passengers had reached halfway. All of a sudden, a storm erupted. The river changed its form. Huge waves began striking against the tiny boat. It began to toss about. The passengers were terrified. All of us may get drowned, they spoke amongst themselves. The women and the children began to cry. The boatman was trying hard to save the boat, but he realized he was helpless, and the storm was very rough and the waves too high. Suddenly, a young man seated in the boat came forward. He controlled the wind in the sails and, using his own clothes, made great efforts to cover the breach in the boat, with the help of others, of course. Soon, the storm started subsiding. The water became calm. People cheered him. The young man had saved their lives. He now rules the hearts of the people in the boat. The feelings towards a king or an emperor would not be any different from the attitude of these passengers, thought the satisfied boat, and continued her journey forward happily. The logs of the third tree lay in the warehouse for many years. Suddenly, the people of the kingdom decided to construct a temple. Each person was to donate something for the holy place. So, the owner offered the logs as his contribution. The artisans of the temple said, "Oh, this wood is very strong and beautiful. Looks like teak wood." A pair of robust pillars were made from the two logs, while a footrest for the idol of God was created with the remaining piece. The pillars stood tall in the temple. The feet of the god's idol adorned the third piece. The tree felt overcome. Though late, my dream has come true at last. I am able to have actual contact with God Almighty, said the third tree to itself, breathing freely with contentment. God looked at the earth from the heaven. I fulfill each one's ambitions. That is why people must always have good wishes. At times, there may be a delay. However, I never stop making their dreams come true. Even today, God blesses every person's wish with a tathastu. May it be so. Therefore, each heartfelt dream is completed. Shouldn't good wishes always be made then?